Alright, hope everybody's doing well. I decided to keep on with the positive videos and not the whining crab that I can't find anything videos. And I wanted to do a progress report on my postcard project. Many of you know that I started my postcard project partially out of necessity because I ended up buying 1,000 postcards on eBay for some reason because I was, working on a postcard collection. And part of that reason was getting harder and harder to find postcards. And I thought, for the price I'm paying just a few cents a card. And it turned out I ended up with a lot of junk. And what was I going to do with these cards? Well, many years ago I had a stamp shop that was here locally, and I ended up buying a couple boxes because I was into stamps and I wanted to fill spots in my books and have some interesting, envelopes for maybe celebrities to sign. But it turned out they were somebody's old junk mail, and they were all letters canceled from every single corner of the globe of Oregon and Washington. So I worked on Oregon and Washington, and then I worked on Hawaii and Alaska, and I almost finished Hawaii, and now I'm getting close to nearing my collection for Alaska. Now, yes, there are still a lot of places. There's approximately 43 that have not written back to me, but I am winding down on the very last ones I have to write to. I have to write to perhaps, let's see, I have to write to Port Lions, Platinum, Pilot Station. I put an S there for sent. It's not sent, but it's in the works. Pelican, Nunapitchuk. Sometimes I forget to mark these off as sent. So sometimes I'll let those sit for a while in case something comes back. And the reason why I got back on this is because there was a postcard that came back a year later. So I said, you know what, I'm going to finish off all the circled ones. Here's one that I picked up at the bins, I believe, Alaskan Retirement Home. Perfect card there. And then I have written to Pilot Station Post Office, and this is a postcard that was gifted to me by another post office. They gave me a whole lot of postcards chaining up for the winter flying, and I thought they'd great for Pilot Station. Perfect. I just have to add a few more stamps on there and we're all set. And what I do with my Alaska send-offs is I send off Oregon postcards. And I must have hit the button there for Groove Music on my keyboard. And this is one I thrifted from the bins today for 1 cent. And you have to believe that these Alaska postcards have not always been cheap. 158, I think, post offices. It's either 158 or 185. It's a lot of them. And a lot of them were 50 cents at thrift stores. Some of them were $1 or more on eBay, and some of them were thrifted from the bins. So, you can do the math there. It was really cheap, but it still cost quite a bit to do. And like I said, this has a slightly folded corner, but, somebody's going to get a free postcard out of it from Oregon. So that's really cool. And I'll just quickly share the letter that I have said. Dear Pilot Station Postmaster, I'm a stamp collector from Oregon. I wrote nearly every city with a post office I could find in Alaska for a postmark. That's close to 185 post offices. I had to find that many Alaska cards. Approximately 43 haven't come back yet, so I'm being hopeful. One came in a year later. It has been a fun project. I figured this could be appropriate to send for cancellation. So that means that pilot postcard there. An Oregon card from my collection for you to keep. Hope all is well there. Best wishes. And then I signed my name on some 1984 Olympic stationery that I got a long time ago that I didn't get in 84. And so, and I've used untold amount of scratch paper that were destined direct to the trash, and all kinds of old stationery that has sat since 1984, and used all that. And these were greeting card envelopes that were just going to go in the trash at the bins. But I needed that size, and I didn't need to spend a whole lot of money on a packing. And the green ones and the red ones, and those are just cool to use. They just didn't cost very much. And and repurposing stuff. Why should these go in the trash? And the Oregon postcards were, the reason why they had folded corners is because people were bending them and throwing stuff on it. Why does this stuff need to be going to the trash and going to waste? Somebody eventually along the lines will find my collection and maybe pull out a few of the rare postmarks, maybe throw away the rest, but at least some of it will be saved for a future generation, maybe as a complete collection. And maybe I might go to eBay and see if I can find the rest of the postmarks, or I might write the rest of the post offices, and there might be that window of opportunity where I can get some more of them and explain my story a little further. And for Pilot Station, I'm going to do this. And then, so I write philatelic mail on the corner. And then what I usually do is a squiggle, a circle, and a couple of lines, another line and another squiggle. And there is my flag there, philatelic mail flag. And a lot of people have noticed that, and that really helps a lot. It discerns it from regular junk mail. And they might say, gee, what's this? So take a look at it, and they say, ah. And this smart person put return postage on it. Now sometimes if I really want it back, I will put another envelope on it. But that doesn't guarantee it for coming back. So that is just an update on my project. I do not know how many California ones I have left. I believe, as far as I know, I have 2 more Oregon ones left. One I have already written to. The other one I just wrote to about a week ago. And then for Washington, I have still quite a few left. I think I have pretty much written to all the places in Washington, so it's just a matter of writing to a few more. I think I had just recently written to Acme, Washington. I wanted to find an Acme postcard, with some kind of, Wile E. Coyote or something on that. But you can see my Washington list here is just quite massively filled. And I don't really care what Sharpie I use, that makes it look more colorful. And once, this is mostly all used paper. So once this collection gets a little more complete, I'm going to take these checklists and redo them. Unfortunately, when you redo them, the data is all wrong because some of these have been removed and replaced. And so that's kind of unfortunate. So we'll see if I leave it this way or just... And then I write all my notes off to the side in pencil so I can erase those for later. That may have been actually written in pen. But you can see this page, except for Wenatchee, Washington. Wenatchee is a cancel. I could just go to eBay and pay $1 or $2 for it. And in 5/13/20 I sent it. Rarely do I ever mark which date that is. And then there's Zilla, Washington, and then it says only the zip shows. So when they canceled it, Zilla did not show up, just a zip code, and that's how I was able to figure out what that one was. So unfortunately that didn't get canceled very well. But I hope you enjoyed that look into my collection. It has not really inspired anybody to collect postcards or even to collect postmarks. But I really enjoyed this project. This binder was free from the state surplus when it used to be open. I don't know if the state surplus will ever reopen again. That's just the benefits of having a pandemic and having your favorite places closed forever, because now all my free binders are costing me quite a lot of money. So hope you got some mild enjoyment out of that, and thank you for watching.